I have a really bad habit when I play Stardew Valley. I start a farm and I'll get 2 or 3 years in, put the game down for a little bit, come back a few months later and then just restart the entire farm. Literally every single time. But this time I actually want this one to last longer than the 3-year mark. So this is my first week and we're going to see if this one finally becomes my forever farm. So obviously I spent way too long making my farmer. I won't bore you with the details, otherwise we'll be here for the next 5 hours. I always like my farmer to look farmy. I love that overalls look, little pigtails, and I always love wearing the little straw hat you win from the egg hunt. And if I'm not restarting this farm, my farmer needs to be perfect. No pressure or anything. Every time I start a new Stardew farm, I always imagine this peaceful fresh start moment. Meanwhile, my farmer is literally one bad office shift away from collapsing. Also, why is there just a full skeleton sitting in the cubicle? I feel like we're ignoring the bigger issue here. Imagine opening a letter from your granddad and instead of inheritance drama, he just tells you to quit your job and go farm parsnips. Honestly, fair. I'm sure we all wish we could do the same. Hop on a bus to the middle of nowhere and just ditch that 9 till 5. And honestly, arriving in Pelican Town for the first time always feels weirdly comforting, like this little fresh start moment before the game completely overwhelms you with responsibility. I always get excited for the first reveal of my farm and then immediately become ridiculously overwhelmed with how overgrown it is. Not this time though, we're committed. Okay, for the millionth time, we are receiving our lovely 15 parsnips and planting them. But first, of course, we need to clear some space for them because this farm is certainly something. Honestly, I'm more committed to these parsnips than anything else in my life. I literally can't tell you how many times I've planted these bloody parsnips, watered them and harvested them. But I keep doing it because I keep putting the game down and starting from scratch. But not this time, guys. No, we're committed. The first few days of Stardew are always just controlled chaos. I'm running around, pretending I have a plan. But to be honest, there's something just really satisfying starting from nothing again. I always like to get a chest down straight away as well because the lack of inventory space early game is literally soul crushing. So let's get chopping and plop a chest down. Obviously, after the parsnips, the next call to action is running around like a madwoman introducing myself to everyone. I love to meet all the townies, but I always get confused when one townie name drops another townie in conversation because I always forget who's who. I will pretend to remember everyone's name, but we all know there is only one name I'm focusing on. Maybe it's time I focus on a new townie and opt for a different partner. I always go for Sebastian, but I feel like I need to test the waters and see what my options are. Who do you guys think I should marry? We are poor, so let's go and collect things off the floor and sell them to Lewis. The man will take absolutely anything except literal trash. Now, obviously, we need to start the day tending to our crops. We need to ensure their survival. After all, they are one of our main money makers. And I have a letter, so let's go and check it out. Ah, Willie's back in town. Let's head over to Willie and get a side quest along the way. We'll grab this flower, throw it at Clint, easiest money ever made, and get back to acquiring Willie's rod. Willie's rod acquired, and now the moment every new Stardew save reaches: fishing. Every time I start this game, I always somehow convince myself fishing isn't that hard, and somehow I've magically gotten good. And every time I go to fish in Stardew, I get immediately humbled. But after aggressively fighting for my life for the next few minutes, don't worry, I won't make you watch the whole thing, I finally caught my first few fish. Fishing's annoying because it's such a great moneymaker early game, but my god does it make you work for your money. We'll do some more collecting things off the ground to sell to Lewis, whack all our things in our box, and plant some new crops that I found whilst out foraging. And so after a couple of days, we're completely exhausted but slightly richer. Always make sure to check the TV at the start of each day. It will tell you the weather forecast for the following day, whether you're going to have a lucky day or an unlucky day, and sometimes some early game tips and tricks. We're going to head out and tend to our crops like always. We need to continue ensuring their survival. That watering can upgrade can't come quick enough. And just as I'm heading over to water my next lot of crops, they're ready for harvesting. This is why this game is so addicting. That small win of just knowing I'm going to wake up to some dosh tomorrow and spend it all on more seeds to make more and more money. I just love it. It's so addicting. I can't lie, this first week is basically just me running around pretending I know what I'm doing. Chopping down trees, breaking rocks, planting seeds, and just hoping for the best. But I suppose it's kind of working. I always like to try my best to clear as much space as possible in the first week to make room for when I eventually get animals. And the best part about farm clearance is you might come across something cool like your first geode. So we're just going to get to chopping down some more trees to make some more space so we can get some more seeds. but my god, is it so infuriating when you run out of stamina at 10:30 in the morning. Like, I'm sorry, we've only chopped down a few trees, not ran an entire marathon. So let's just head into the town and see what we can get up to there instead. Pierre is always trying to scam you out of all of your money. No wonder people have started going to Jojo Mart. Okay, plan B, let's find something else to do. I spend half this game just wandering around anyway. And oh look, it's Haley. Haley's one of the townies' names that I certainly don't forget. There's really not much more to do today, so let's head back home and do some more farm clearance work. It's so satisfying being able to start seeing the ground again. Although my farmer is definitely one more tree away from complete exhaustion. It's looking like we're gonna have to call it here and have an early night at 6 p.m. But we're up nice and early and get back to the usual routine of, oh my god, my next lot of crops are ready for harvesting. Like I said earlier, this is always my favourite part. I love growing my crops and harvesting them. So now that we've got them out of the ground, let's quickly get them into the box for Lewis and tend to the remaining crops. I did acquire a rock egg a couple of days ago, and I think it's time to take it over to Clint to let him crack it open. So we'll head all the way to the other side of town to get to Clint's blacksmith shop. And this would be great if he was open. Well, that's ruined that plan, so let's just go and have a wander around while we wait for him to get to work. And as usual, Shane is his usual grumpy self. Let's go and see what Alex is up to. Okay, a bit about himself, sports, yeah. Okay, Quinn, we'll leave you to it. Now, back over to Clint. It's 20 to 9, so he should be open by the time we get there. Breaking open my first geode of a save always feels important. I'm not really sure why. I feel like it sets you up look-wise for the rest of the game. Hopefully that isn't a bad omen for the rest of the save. I think we should explore the town's museum while we're over here, which apparently has been completely robbed. Like, I'm sorry, but how does an entire museum just lose literally everything inside of it? I've immediately been recruited to fix the situation. So now, alongside farming, fishing, and trying not to pass out at 2 a.m. every night, I'm also apparently Pelican Town's newest archaeologist. Which, might I add, feels like an insane amount of responsibility for someone who spent yesterday aggressively fighting with fish. We're just going to go do some more wandering around and exploring, and maybe we might find some more things on the floor to sell to Lewis. Always forget that this lady comes with her pig, and all the things she sells are so ridiculously expensive. Like, girl, do you not know that I have less than 1,000 coins to my name? I'm not about to drop half of my net worth on some sashimi, although that does sound like something I would do. But hey, we found some more things to forage to sell to Lewis, and then maybe we can go back and buy some overpriced sashimi. For now though, we're going to get back to some farm clearance as I have a full bar of energy and we're nicely into the afternoon now, so I feel like I can waste the rest of my day chopping things down and making this place look somewhat more presentable. I know I've got more money inbound tomorrow, so let's go spend the rest of our money on new seeds. I always like to get cauliflower, beans and potatoes for the community centre so I can start squaring that away pretty early on. I'm saying that, but I've never actually completed the community centre. That's going to change this time though, guys. That will be one of our goals. How fast do you think we can complete it if I stay locked in? We'll get these new crops all squared away and then we'll basically just use the rest of our energy up on more farm clearance. It's super helpful doing this towards the end of the day as you feel super productive squeezing in the last few jobs. I wish you could speedrun farm clearance in game, put it on super fast mode and just get straight to it. It is useful though to make a habit of this early game because you get plenty of materials from doing it that you'll end up needing later anyway. We've definitely managed our energy better today because we're going to sleep at a decent time. You get the flow now, guys. Straight into the yard, water in the crops. And after clearing all those rocks last night, I got 5 more geodes, so let's take them over to Clint. Never mind, we've been rudely interrupted by Lewis. Apparently there's something strange going on at the community centre, which honestly tracks because every time I walk past this place, it looks haunted. But this save, we are fully committing to the community centre route because like I said earlier, despite constantly restarting farms, I've somehow never actually completed it before, which honestly feels slightly embarrassing to admit. But this time, we are sticking with this save, finishing the community centre and becoming Pelican Town's unpaid maintenance worker apparently. Jojo Corp will not be defeating us this time. Anyway, as we were with our geodes, we have less than 100 coins for 5 eggs, which means we can't break them all, but hopefully the ones we can are valuable. Okay, it's looking like we can only break 3 out of the 5 gems, and 2 out of those 3 were something of value, but we'll drop off our newly found gems to Gunther because honestly, I feel bad for the guy. Let's give him a museum to feel proud of. Once we have more in the museum, we'll definitely arrange it a bit nicer. I somehow ended up back at the beach again because apparently fishing is now part of of my daily routine, which is slightly concerning considering this mini game usually makes me irrationally angry. And honestly, it's normally around this point where I'd start getting bored and thinking about restarting my farm again, and weirdly enough, I'm actually starting to get attached to this one, which means the forever farm propaganda might actually be working, which is quite good actually, because if I start enjoying fishing, at least I can start making lots of money off it. Okay, that's enough fishing for one day. Let's head back to the farm and drop off our fish for Lewis. That box is going to absolutely stink. Now that we've dropped off all of our things for Lewis to take, let's get planting some potatoes. Potatoes are a great crop as well because they don't take long to grow, and at harvest you get quite a lot of them to be able to sell, so they're a good early game crop to plant. I always forget how dramatic the early game exhaustion is in Stardew Valley. Like, I chop down maybe 2 trees and suddenly my farmer is moving like she's just completed military training. We're now slowly crawling back to the cabin, and honestly, the exhausted walk back to bed after a full day of work is so relatable. Okay, so after 1 week of my new forever save in Stardew Valley, my farm actually isn't looking horrendous. It's definitely not perfect, but honestly, I don't hate it. So I guess the real question is, am I going to disappear for 6 months and restart this farm like I always do? Honestly, I'm thinking of sticking with it this time. We'll see. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Let me know in the comments if you also constantly restart your Stardew farms, because I genuinely need to know I'm not alone. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!